Hi, Facebook and YouTube friends out there. I went ahead and posted this video to both locations so everybody could enjoy. Today we've got a special treat, a 2020, 2019 Ford Escape parked side by side to one another, so that way we can take a close look at the differences. Let's go ahead and get started. I know this is something small, but when we speak of getting started, I want to point out the new 2020 Escape has a new key fob, which I know a lot of people didn't like this particular key fob. Maybe they had a problem with the buttons or whatever the case might be. But this key fob is really nice. This right here has like indentions in the key to make it easier to be able to feel and to be able to know what you're touching. For instance, this right here also, if you go to remote start it, will actually notify you with a green indicator light that your vehicle is remote started. You can also shut it off and it'll give you a red flash to let you know the vehicle is shut off. Certainly one of the first and most obvious things you notice is a redesign to the front end. These ones right here, this is the older model. This is the new 2020 that we see here. A lot of people say this may look like a Porsche, but where they actually got this design styling from was from the Ford GT and a little bit of the Ford Mustang. If you look over here at this front fascia right here next to the fog lamp, the way it comes out and down, it's very similar to a Ford Mustang. Not to mention the headlights in the front of this grille and the nose of it has some similarities and hints of the Ford GT. And from the back, taking a quick look back here, I want to be able to point out that the headlights here on the newer one are a lot wider, which give the Escape visually a wider stance. Not to mention it actually is 1 inch wider than the 19 Escape. Also, if you take a look at the roof line on the 2019, it does not have what the 2020 has, which is this back spoiler right here. This is a body colored back spoiler, standard on the Escape. The roof line on this one is 1 inch lower, but the overall stance of the Escape as whole is the body is 2 inches longer than the previous generation. This also, the new 2020 has the lettering across the back of it, which once again helps it give a wider, more sporty stance. Not to mention, if you look at the bottom here, the bottom rear part of the back fascia, you can see that it looks a lot more sporty. The lines are a lot more distinct, so that way it really gives it a look that stands out. And right now I'm sitting in the 2019 as to be able to compare directly with the 2020. If we take a look at the inside of the dash, before this is where you would access your information about your driver assist technologies and be able to go through and select which ones you wanted off and to be able to control that. In the new 2020, however, you will access your driver assistance technologies from the Sync 3 screen, which is a lot easier to access than the previous model. You don't have anything in the way and it's not hard for you to be able to touch the screen as it was in 2019. Here you can see the adaptive cruise, the lane keeping, rear view camera, all of your technology easily accessible here on the Sync 3 screen. Looking at the steering wheel, year over year, it's been redesigned. The cruise control is no longer in this area. It's actually been moved up here, which is really convenient. If you want to be able to turn it on and turn it off, it'll easily let you know with a little indicator, as well as when you go to adjust your adaptive cruise. You also have your ability to control your in-dash screen over here, being able to adjust and go to different menu options. If you notice, there's this little pancake button up here, or not button, but indicator. If you hit that, with this one right here, they kind of coincide with one another. So if you hit this button whenever that's available, you can actually open up another menu and access more options. Also new for 2020 is a seatbelt alert. If people in your back seat don't have their seatbelts on, this one will actually notify you which seatbelt is not plugged in, so you can make sure that everybody has their seatbelt on, which is really cool. You have your voice commands and your phone controls here on the right hand side, similar to before, except now your volume controls will be over here on the left. And also more new technology for 2020 is pre-collision assist with automatic emergency braking. Not to mention it also has evasive steering. This right here is an evasive steering assist. A lot of people think that the vehicle takes control of your steering wheel. That's not what this actually does. It charges the steering wheel so that way when you make a turn, it will be able to help you in being able to evade an accident. That way it's more sensitive and be able to steer out of the way of an accident. Just a real quick comparison of the center stack going down to the center console. Your air conditioning vents are no longer on the left and right. They're now right here front and center, and they blow directly on you, which really helps you be able to stay cool or to be able to warm up in the winter months. The climate control is something I do want to point out. This is an SEL model, and it does not have the dual zone climate control. That's only available on the titanium model for the 2020 year. If If you want to be able to get that dual zone climate control, it's not available on a SEL or an SE. We do have heated seats as well as a really convenient heated steering wheel button to be able to access, to be able to help heat your steering wheel up, keep that warm in the winter. A lot of space to be able to store your phone or whatever else you might charge. Speaking of charging, we have a USB-C outlet here, so that way you can be able to plug your phone in and charge it, as well as a 12 volt. Also new for 2020 is a rotary dial shifter. This really increases the amount of space you have in between you and the passenger. Not to mention buttons that are a lot easier to access. And new for 2020 is an auto hold feature. This right here, when you press this button, will automatically hold your brake when you're at a red light to be able to help you out if you have to be in traffic for a while. Also new for the 2020 year is drive modes. You can actually select through different drive modes to be able to access eco, sport, slippery or icy conditions, as well as deep snow and sand. One of the things I want to point out, the 2019 year, you can see I'm in the interior, you can see where the air conditioning vents are at, is that it had active park assist, meaning it had the ability to be able to help you with, if you wanted to parallel park, or if you wanted a perpendicular park, or even have park out assistance. The new 2020 year model has enhanced active park assist 2.0. I know it sounds like a silly term, but guess what? This does not only control your steering wheel, but also controls your gas and your braking as well to make parking a breeze. All you have to do is press and hold the button in while it parks. Moving to the back, one thing you'll notice is more space. These back seats have a ton more space in them, as well as this particular model has the flip down armrest with cup holders, which is nice. But something else I want to point out is these seats actually slide forward. Has a bar right down here I can grab and slide this seat 6 inches forward to be able to help increase my cargo space in the back. Or if I'd rather be able to have it slid backwards, I can have more leg space for the rear passenger. And you can see with the back seats slid forward, we have a ton more cargo space back here. In fact, the 19 model has 34 cubic feet of space behind the second row, and the 20 year model has 37.5 cubic feet of space back here behind the second row, which is a lot more cubic space. In fact, they brag that you can put 4 bags of golf clubs back here, or a full-size dog crate if you need to be able to take your dog to the vet. The new 2020 Escape looks more sporty, has more interior room, more cargo space, more passenger volume, and it has more technology than the 2019. Not to mention, it also gets better fuel economy with a new 8-speed transmission for the 2020 year. Previously, it had a 6-speed transmission, which makes this 2020 Escape SEL equipped with the 2-liter 4-cylinder EcoBoost engine capable of getting 31 miles per gallon on the highway, which is a big increase over the 19-year model. To know more about these Escapes, because there's no way I could cover everything in a short video, feel free to call in here at Johnson City Ford at 423-282-3000, or better yet, share this friend that loves Escapes and may be looking to get into a newer model, because these new 2020s certainly do look nice. They feel nice, they have more room, and they get better fuel economy. Just all around a better SUV. And I hope to be able to help one of my Facebook friends out, or possibly the people that are watching on YouTube, to being able to help you into your next Escape. If you have any questions, feel free to call in. Again, that number is 423-282-3000, and ask for your friendly internet sales rep, me, Doug Steele. Thanks for watching.